Hey y'all, got a batch of new vinyl and CDs in that we can take a look at today, including the vinyl reissues of two classic Barren Cross albums received just today. We'll take a look at it all coming right up. Stay where you are. Hey there, y'all. Welcome back to another Tim Talks Christian Rock. Hope you're doing great today. May God bless your day going forward from here as well. So glad you decided to join me today for this video of my latest vinyl and CD finds. I got some good stuff today. Those Barren Cross reissues, I got all four of those. They have two color variants of Atomic Arena and two of State of Control. We'll look at all those. And the number of great vinyls, or CDs as well, too. Here's my little stack of stuff we'll look at. So lots of good stuff to dig into it, so let's get to it. So I'm sure everybody wants me to get to those Barren Cross vinyl reissues first, right? You don't want me to push that to the end of the video, right? So let's go ahead and dig into those first and take a look at them. All right, so here they are. These are the two Atomic Arena reissues on retroactive and limited run vinyl, just received today. They reissued these in two different color variants. You can kind of see on the little hype stickers there. It says here on this one, a rock-solid slab of metal, mixing elements of Iron Maiden, Queensryche, and Armored Saint, quality songwriting, hooky anthems, and big performances. That's a quote from angrymetalguy.com. That's the same on both of the hype stickers there, but of course the color variants are shown a little differently. I haven't even broken into these yet. Thought I would do that here on camera, but there they are. So let's dig in. All right, we'll take a look at the orange marbled variant first. I don't remember exactly what the color's called on it, but here's the insert. There's a great bunch of pictures on there. Collage of photos. Looks really cool. And of course the lyrics on this side. Comes in a black paper and polyurethane sleeve. And there's that gorgeous looking vinyl. Beautiful coloring for Atomic Arena album. Cover ties in very nicely with the album art. Beautiful, beautiful edition. There's a closer look at the label itself. Side A. And of course the retroactive logo on side B. Look at that coloring. That is just gorgeous. Really nicely done. Great, great color mix here on the Atomic Arena. Orange and red lava mix, or whatever you want to call it. Atomic Arena mix. I'm not sure what they call it, but beautiful, beautiful coloring. Atomic Arena, of course, is Barren Cross's classic album from 1988, probably the one that really put them on the map after their debut release of Rock for the King. This is just a classic album. So many great, great songs on here. I do have the original vinyl release that I picked up a year or so ago, but to get a remaster of this is just phenomenal. Looks gorgeous. Haven't listened to it yet, of course, just opened it, but I will be checking this one out tonight. Let's go ahead and take a look at the other color variant. All right, this is the purple variant here. And the insert, of course, is the same, but I can give you a little closer look at some of that. Just an excellent collage of photos and tickets and programs and all sorts of great stuff on there. Should note, of course, that Barren Cross, this lineup here was Mike Lee on lead vocals and acoustic guitar, Ray Paris, rhythm, lead guitars, and acoustic guitars, background vocals, Steve Whitaker on drums and background vocals, and of course Jim Laverty on bass guitar, Taurus synthesizer, pedals, and background vocals. So that was the lineup for the Atomic Arena release. And then here is the purple vinyl. Oh man, just another gorgeous looking color variant. Absolutely phenomenal. Really appreciate retroactive re-releasing these in such nice editions with really good color schemes. Again, tying in very well with the album art. And I love these Barren Cross albums so much that since they had two color variants for both of these albums, Atomic Arena and State of Control, I had to get them both. I mean, these are just such great albums. Beautiful, beautiful vinyl releases. Okay, let's move on to State of Control, which again also has, as I mentioned, two color variants. There's a red one and then kind of this teal blue looking one. So we'll start with the red one first. This album in particular is much sought after because trying to find the original vinyl release is not very easy. It's a lot rarer. I've come across it a few times, always missed out on it if it's been on eBay or somebody listing on a Facebook marketplace or something, and usually gets snapped up before I can actually make the purchase. It's just much rarer to find in its original vinyl format than Atomic Arena, which you can find relatively plentifully. So this is really a welcome release for sure. This is a great album as well. State of Control, Out of Time, Stage of Intensity, Hard Lies, Inner War, Escape in the Night. Just so many great songs off of this album as well. Another classic from Barren Cross. So let's take a look at this red one here. Again, another awesome insert loaded with a collage of great photos. Again, programs, some tickets, all sorts of great stuff on here to kind of look over while listening to the album. And of course, all the lyrics on the flip side of the insert. Great work by Retroactive. Again, paper and polyurethane sleeve here for a gorgeous red, slightly a pink hue to it, but kind of a reddish, slightly pinkish hue to this one here. Again, with the album cover art as part of the label on side A, and then again on side B, the Retroactive logo. But again, another beautiful vinyl coloration here for this release. Nicely fits again with the color tones in the album art. So beautiful release. Okay, and last but not least, the second color variant of vinyl of Barren Cross State of Control, this kind of teal blue looking one, which I think is going to be beautifully matched with those kind of colors in the album art. Seen the insert already, so I won't show that. But here is that color vinyl. I had a feeling this would kind of be my favorite color variant of these two color variants, but also quite possibly of all four of the colors of these Barren Cross albums. And holding it here now before me, I think that's still true. Very excellent looking color variant, again tying in so nicely with the album art. Really well. Love it. I'm excited to own these releases. Barren Cross is one of my all-time favorite bands, Christian rock metal bands, and I love Michael Lee's, now Michael Drive's, vocals. And of course, the whole band effort is just excellent with Ray Parra and the rest of the guys here. This lineup, just to be clear, is Mike Lee, Ray Parra, Steve Whitaker, and Jim Laverty as well too. I believe it was those four guys for all of their albums. I'm pretty sure. I don't think there was a change out in any personnel. Was there a drum change out in drums? I don't think so. All right, so there you go. 4 great vinyl reissues of 2 classic Barren Cross albums. I am so excited about putting these on the turntable tonight to listen to them, and I'll probably go ahead and do a full review of these vinyl releases in an upcoming video, but here at least we got to take a quick peek at them. I'm so looking forward to listening to these great, excellent classic albums by the incredible hard rock metal band Barren Cross. Good stuff. All right, next up I've got one kind of straggling vinyl release that I happened to pick up on eBay just because it was at such a good price, and that's DeGarmo and Key's 1983 Power Discs album called Mission of Mercy. This one was like $2.99 plus, I don't know, $1.99 shipping or something like that, but a very, very good deal, and it's in really good shape. This is not a favorite album of mine. In fact, this is probably my least favorite album from DeGarmo and Key. This was their first release of kind of their more pop synthesizer kind of, more keyboard driven music that they did for about 3 albums after they had done the great, first 3 albums, This Time Through, Straight On, and what was the third one? This Ain't Hollywood. And then, of course, their awesome live album, No Turning Back. Those are just all classics. Great, great stuff. Then they followed up that whole era with these 3 keyboard-driven albums, starting with Mission of Mercy, followed with Communication, I think it was, and then Commander Sozo and the Charge of Light Brigade. Those are my least favorite albums. There's tracks I like off of all of them. This one definitely has the least number of songs that I listen to at all. But the one I do appreciate off of here is You Can't Run From Thunder. I think that one's actually a pretty darn good track. And I think there's an instrumental, The Gift, on here, which is okay. But the rest of the album I just really, really don't listen to much at all. But I am kind of a completionist, and I've got most of the DeGarmo and Key albums on vinyl. I think I'm missing 2 or 3 maybe. So when I saw this at a good price, I thought, well, I'll go ahead and pick it up. And it has the insert with it, kind of a nice sturdy cardboard one. And then, of course, the vinyl itself in just a simple paper sleeve. It's in very, very good condition. So again, I thought, well, at that price, DeGarmo and Key, Mission of Mercy. Do you have a favorite DeGarmo and Key album? Is this one of your favorites? Because again, I'm just not really warmed up to it. But if it is, what do you like about it? Why do you like this album? And what DeGarmo and Key vinyls do you all have? Some of their later stuff is hard to find. I'm trying to pick up The Pledge, and I think Rock Solid, the live album, are 2 that I'm missing, along with Commander Sozo. I don't believe I have that one on vinyl either. So, nearing completion of their discography on vinyl. And this is just another step in that direction. So, there you go. DeGarmo and Key, Mission of Mercy. All right, let's move on to CDs. I've just got 4 of them here. We'll go through these kind of quick. These are all ones that I was looking to kind of fill in gaps in the discography. First up is Mass, a band that I have really been into for the last couple of years or so, When Two Worlds Collide. I got to give a shout out to Kent over at Area 312, Rock and Metal Vodcast, who recommended this one to me. I had picked up, I think, Mass Voices in the Night on a photo disc, picture disc, vinyl, and just fell in love with that album. That's what really hooked me on Mass. And posted about that, and he commented, he said, if you love that one, you need to check out When Two Worlds Collide. So I went on a search for that, and I think initially when I searched, I kept finding it kind of a little pricey for me. And so the other week, I happened to see a copy that was in that comfortable price range for me. I don't remember exactly what it was. I think it was under 20. And I said, okay, I can pick that one up. So shout out to Kent over at Area 312, Rock and Metal Vodcast. Thanks, Kent, for recommending this. Take a quick peek here inside the CD itself. You can get maybe a little better view of the cover art. Side, there's the disc. The art in the tray right there. CD itself. It's kind of cool cover art. And the nice little booklet itself with lyrics and some great accompanying graphics along with that. In the center is a very cool band photo. The other thing included in this one here is this little insert, which includes the track listing and all sorts of lyrics. But if you'll notice, see something about the writing on there? It's in Japanese over here. It's because this is a Japanese import, which it includes. Track 12 is a bonus track, Secondhand Rose. It's an acoustic version that comes in at $4.26. I'm not familiar enough with Mass's other releases, but I don't think that came on the American release. So again, I got a Japanese import that has an extra track. If any of you have the American release and know more about this, just let me know. But it sounds like that track 12 was only on this Japanese release. But anyway, great album. I've listened to it just a little bit. I need to listen to it more, but it's a great album. Will it replace Voices in the Night for me as my favorite Mass album? Jury's still out on that one, but I'll let you know as I listen to this more, probably tonight as well. So, but I love it. I love it. It's a great album. Mass is just such a great, great band. All right, moving on from Mass to White Cross. Their new album, Fear No Evil, which I guess really isn't quite that new anymore. I'm finally getting around to picking it up. This will be my album of the week here coming up soon, so watch for my review of this album coming up probably next week or week after, but at the time of the recording of this video. This is just another great album. Again, I won't say a lot about it because I'll go into detail on it in my review, but love the cover art. This cover art here was, I think, used for the cover art on the release of the single that came out first. Great band photos in here. Disc art is awesome. More band photos behind there, which is really cool. The booklet here as well, which is kind of attached to the back, even though there's some photos behind there, and I just haven't taken it off yet. There's like a little bit of this adhesive that you can easily take off. Anyway, we'll talk more about this in my album review, album of the week review of White Cross Fear No Evil, but it's really a very good album. It's good to have White Cross back. Of course, this is the newer vocalist, which I think he does a great job. I'm sold on him, kind of the way Saint has their new vocalist. New vocalist, they're not new anymore, but has had a new vocalist for the last 3 albums, and I'm totally sold on him. I think he's great. Same case here with White Cross. I think this is a great new version of White Cross that I look forward to hearing more from going forward here in the future. But anyway, good album. I needed to pick this up because I didn't have a physical media release of it. I listened to it digitally, of course, but had not picked up this. So this was a good deal on Amazon. I think it was $15 or $13, something like that. Another one I've been looking at for a long time is Veni Domine, their 7th and last release, Light. This is kind of progressive doom metal, very much in the vein of, this album in particular, very much in the vein of Queensryche. The vocalist sounds a lot like the lead vocalist of Queensryche. This is a great album, and I'm also doing a album of the week review of this one coming up too in December of 2024, so be watching for that. But phenomenal album. This last one is, I would say, kind of their masterpiece. I'm not super familiar with all their albums, though I look forward to getting more and more familiar with some of their back catalog. But this is just a phenomenal release. Love this album. Love their music. They're a Swedish band that actually my buddy Monty over in Sweden turned me on to. He saw I liked Jerusalem and Leviticus and others. He said, "Hey, have you heard of Veni Domine?" I was like, "No," and I started checking them out. And this release also, this CD was on Amazon. I've watched it for a while. I've got a number of copies there. I think this was rather inexpensive too, like $15 or so. I decided, I finally need to get this. I would love to do an album review of it, so be watching for that coming up soon too. All right, and last but not least is an album that is definitely one of those I'm just filling in the gaps for in my discography. This is not what I would call a great album. It's not a favorite album. It's probably not a favorite album really of anybody for this band's discography, including maybe the band themselves, but it's Saint, The Perfect Life. This is one that I've looked for a while to kind of fill in that gap in my discography. This is from 1999, Armor Records, their record label, and this was a big departure in musical sound for the band. Forgot the whole story on this. I think maybe it was Dee Harrington's idea to kind of move the band sound in this direction. I know Richard Lynch, who's there, was not a fan. of it, and I think they all kind of consider it a little bit of a misstep in the band's musical history. But there may be some fans of it out there. I'm not sure. There's Richard Lynch, Josh Kramer, and then Dee Harrington. There's the discard on the CD, which is, it's kind of cool. The S with the sword. The booklet's pretty, or insert really, just a trifold insert is pretty straightforward. Anyway, I haven't even listened to it yet, but it is one that I will be checking out and listening to in detail, because I really don't remember a lot of it. I think I heard it digitally some time ago, and I just knew it didn't appeal to me very much, but I'll give it another listen. And again, just nice to have as a completionist for the Saint catalog, to have in my collection as well. So, and this was very, very reasonable. This is one too that, because it's hard to find, and unless you're a completionist, you don't necessarily want it, so they usually charge a high price for it online somewhere, eBay or Discogs or whatever. But I found this at a very, very good price, and it's in excellent condition. So there we go. Saint, The Perfect Life. All right, there you go. There's a look at my latest vinyl and CDs. Were there any favorites of yours in there? Any bands or albums that really stuck out for you that you love? Feel free to comment down below. I'd love to hear from you. Interact and engage about some of your favorite Christian rock bands shown here. I'll have a lot more to show here coming up over the holidays. Of course, we've got Black Friday sales coming up. I'm sure I'll partake of some of those. So we'll have lots more vinyl and CDs to show you coming up here over the holidays. So if you have not yet, please like this video, subscribe to my channel. If you haven't, hit that bell notification button. It is all very much appreciated. All right, y'all, go out and listen to some great Christian rock today. Make it some, how about some Barren Cross? Those releases just look so cool. Looking forward to listening to them. Go out and listen to some great Christian rock today. And above all else, remember, stay in God's Word. Blessings, y'all. Have a great one. Bye-bye.